Alright, Monica, Balula.
Oh, I've joined it. This ain't great.
Hey, Monica bought a bed from the Mattress King?
Yeah. So please, please, please don't say anything to Chandler.
You want me to lie to Chandler?
Is that a problem?
No.
Oh, hey, Nick the Boxer. Let's see what you got. Alright, yeah, put him up. Come on.
Hey, you're pretty good at this.
Yeah, well, I had to learn. I was staying at the Y, and some of the young men weren't acting Christian enough.
Hey. Oh, in a meeting.
Oh.
Okay, great.
Wow, and I'm a vegetarian. Alright, well, I'm sorry, we'll put some ice on it. Okay, put your head down.
Alright.
Don't do that.
Oh.
No.
Right, now I actually get to commentate the race. I'm actually in, and I'm set up. Right, here we go.
You can possibly meet one by the window, okay?
Stream link, just double checking the stream's there. Why isn't the notification gone out for it yet?
Nice to see you again, Dr.
There it is, streamed now. Right. So look at all this because I am catching up now to what the hell's going on here. So top 9 has, never mind that voice break. Top 9 has set a time. Joe's set a 10-4. Great, my voice is dying. Hello, Jared.
Actually, Daddy, Ross is allergic to lunch.
Oh, God's sake. Ah, my voice is back. Let's go. Just needed a drink. Just needed a drink. So, Joe's done a 10-4-5. Harm's done a 10-5 flat. Staber 10-5-1-7. BR4 10-5-5. Friends at the moment, but I assume when everything's set back up, I assume Arsenal versus Liverpool going on in the background. Salieri 10-5-9. Big Bambino did a 10-7. The yellow flags in third sector. Now it's just people letting people past, I think. Heidenberg done 11 flat. Ross is 10-9. Trocker's done 11 flat. Danger 11-3. Trocker's almost 11-1 actually. Kazuru's not set a proper time yet then. Stel Mark. Only 13. I'm pretty sure. Oh, and Mark spun straight away. Oh, there goes his back wing. I literally spent one corner watching Mark, and he had 2 or 3, and he's already spun. That's a record. The yellow flag. No. Salieri, is he doing a proper lap? It doesn't look like it. The yellow flag in sector 2. Kazuru's not doing a proper lap. Salieri isn't. Stable, what is he doing a proper lap? Yeah, we should definitely have a spin counter for Zandvoort and half of the other tracks, to be fair. Let's watch Staber. No, not. I'm not sure who actually just went speeding past that. I think it might have been Trocker. I'm still trying to figure out who's on what kind of lap. So this is fun. The McLaren there just slowing down, letting past. Well, let's watch Ross for the lap. It's got a couple of guys on that lap, so we'll go and watch. We'll watch Trocker's lap after this. Unless Stel might actually be closer. Oh, well, we can always see when Ross finishes off his lap here.
So, if I'm in a scene where I have to cry, I cut a hole in my pocket, take a pair of tweezers,
Ross coming up the last couple of corners now.
Or let's say I want to convey that
What time is he going to do? What time is he going to finish on here? Ross
I've got a fish hook in my eyebrow.
does finish quicker. He goes a 1:10.7 flat. And puts him up to 7th. There's a couple of people on... Let's watch Joe. Let's watch Joe here. Oh, there's a purple second sector for Joe. Coming live through the last couple of corners now. To see what time the benchmark realistically is. It's a 10.4 right now, but I assume it'd get quicker. Oh no. Oh, it will get quicker. 10.377 from Joe. Let's watch Harm's lap because Harm's not that further forward. We get to watch the entire lap. Here we go. Harm second at the moment in qualifying. Just waiting on this spin counter to go up a bit. We gotta watch Danger's on board. We will. Immediately after we've watched Harm's, we're gonna go. We'll watch Danger's on board. So going through sector 2 now into the end of sector 2 and beginning of sector 3. And he is currently just shy of a 10th up. BR4's on pole as it stands. A 10.299. Okay. Here we go. Harm going around the last corner now. Let's see what time he's going to set. Time's ticking. Now Harm's on pole by 900ths of a second. 1:10.209 compared to BR4's. Let's watch Danger's on. Okay. Oh, that's brilliant. I watched Danger's on board for about 3 seconds and he has already spun. Somebody up that spin counter. So somebody up that spin counter. He'll flag in sector 3. Danger. Let's continue Heidelberg's lap. Probably just took a massive hit off that a couple of corners there. Danger's coming to the pit. We'll watch it here. We'll keep watching Heidelberg for the moment in time. Yeah, I know. Perfect timing of going on Danger's thing. That could not have been any better if I tried. Heidelberg coming around the last couple of corners now. Let's see what time he can put up it. Oh no, he's going into the pits. Never mind. Kazuru going through. Is he setting a proper lap now? Can't tell because he just passed the sector 2 line, which means they're only going to be able to see it. Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's pretty. Yeah, it's not as fast. He's going into the pits. Mark's invalidated his lap. Where's Staber? Let's watch Staber's lap. Going through the first sector, right up to the end of here. What time is he doing? He is currently ever so slightly quicker. It's purple sector 1. Going through. Everyone seems to swing that back end around through that corner, and not sure how they do it. Never usually do those corners pretty well myself. Going down the DRS straight here. Going through the last sector now. He's down by a 10.5. Doesn't look like he's going to improve his time here. Salieri is literally 2/1000ths of a second in front of the yellow flag in sector 2.
Bro, stop!
Not sure who that one is actually.
Stop filming! Stop filming! Turn it on! No, but I'm gonna nearly root my neck.
Bambino's Bim Bam. It's Big Bambino. He's invalidated lap. There's a purple second sector there for Ross, apparently. Let's see what time Ross can put up. Going through the final corner now. Oh, there's no time at all. And I seem to be perfectly timing every single switch at the moment. Ross has just gone right into the wall of the final corner. Didn't look too good. Squealed out the second to last and has hit a wall entirely and has DNF'd. And now Denger's the only one left on track at the moment. Oh, I see a couple more coming out now.
Why would someone just double flip them tents? Like, well, does that hurt? No.
Here we go. Danger to try and set an actual lap.
You can't even try that if you fart. You can't do that.
Well, what's the chance of seeing Danger spinning, considering I seem to be making it that perfect timing for everyone spinning at the moment. That spin counter is going up and up. Is that just the... Danger's actually doing a proper lap here. Having a few people going on out laps now. We'll watch Danger's lap. He's about just over a quarter second quicker than his actual fastest so far. Won't move him anywhere. There we go. Round the final corner. Let's just see Ross's tyre in the middle of the road. Sure, that's not how that works. And he is going to move up. It's a half a second quicker. He's going to move up to 10th. Zuru's pretty far up on his time, but he's not had the greatest of times to start with, so we'll get to watch it now. Oh, no, he's just invalidated. So let's watch Stell. We haven't watched Stell yet. Stell coming through the end of the first sector up on his time. A little bit squirrely out of there. First corner in sector 2. Doesn't look like he's got a stable rear end of the car there. Not hitting any curbs, so he's going to be fine for the moment in time. DRS, oh, okay. Oh no, he just, I thought he'd spin for me. He's just warming up the tyres. Going for another one. Watch Stell over the last couple of corners here. Staber's just retired from the session. There's not enough time for people to think, or did he just absolutely eject it? Stell didn't look like he improved an awful lot. He did improve there. Didn't move up a position at the very least. Yellow flags all over the place now. BR4, Joe and Harm are all on outlaps. We'll watch them in a minute. Nope, Staber just crashed out. There's 5 minutes left of the session. Oh, Bambino has almost messed that up. He saved the car. Let's watch Joe's lap. Here we go for the...
No way. No.
And there's a purple first sector. He's a 10th and a bit quicker. You have to go quicker than that. There's Salieri just retired. There's people everywhere retiring at this point.
Making mess for 1 minute. That is busy. You need to...
Here we go, round the final couple of corners for Joe. Sorry for the interruptions, I'm just muting in between. The Staber spin, I think we could, I'm not going to catch everything, so I think we can count it. And there's Joe setting their lap to be on provisional pole at the moment, 1:10.1. Harm and BR4 going now, we'll watch, oh, never mind, Harm is beaten by not a lot there. Let's see if BR4 can put himself on pole. Harm's got provisional pole at the stands. Literally, it's pretty much the last chance we might. There's a purple second sector. There's a purple sector there coming through the final couple of corners. Is he going to be on pole? He just about keeps it valid. Does well enough. Goes around the final corner with DRS. And it's looking like he's going to be fourth. And Big Bambino's come from nowhere and only just been beat by his teammate. Let's watch the end of Trocker's lap. Trocker going through. Trocker not having the greatest of qualifyings. And Heisenberg's not going to improve either. Or improve position, moreover.
Well, I shouldn't be in my falling forward patch. But I'm falling back again. I'll show you my sentence if you don't fall forward. Oh. Okay.
Ross just said they didn't. I didn't catch it.
Now, get ready because the user going to have to help me take all the back upstairs for you to sleep in your bedroom. No.
Oh God! Someone's parked Ferme off. Well, that's a bad mistake. That's a bad mistake. Oh, it's a wet race. This should be fun. And this is why you should have done it. Hey, you're gonna get a lot more spins, Dad. It's gonna be fun to watch. Better spin counter being in double digits. What are we on? 4 already? 6 spins, 13 in the lobby. I'm not sure. I think we might end. Yeah, 9 and 10 probably around where I think we'll end. Gonna be 5 seconds from the end here. From the start of the race, sorry.
So no, you can't go.
Not positive as it stands then.
No, it's negative as it stands. What no?
This club is stupid and annoying.
Going through the last couple of we're going through formation lap. At least that's on, even if Park Ferme is off.
You just need to things like wipes.
Because people are moaning about it in chat.
Arts and craft stuff. Because I'm having to use so much wipes, I'm going to end up having to go.
Yeah.
I know.
I wonder Trocker had his sweat set up in thing for. He might have had his wet set up on, but could be the case. At the same time, it could be that he just had a really, really bad track. One of the two.
I'm just trying to get you settled. Off. You're taking this picture annoying me.
No. Well, no one's. I don't think anyone's spun on the formation. But we get to watch. Let's watch. I say put it on the tyres, but there's not really much to talk about. This is Trocker's weak track. He has already admitted that.
Yep.
I don't think that's something I'm going to mention, funny enough.
Everyone in this house.
There's only me and TJ left.
No comment.
It's just just a case of when, baby. You just have to accept it.
It's just a case of who it comes after next.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You get to watch everyone there.
No,
Oh, there's a couple of guys right at the end here that's going through.
yeah, I'm big heart.
Who cares?
No idea. I guess they must have spam. I don't know, but when even if it is the case that they spam, we can't add those to the account because we genuinely have no clue.
No, you're not saying.
Here we go. There's 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Who's got a better start here? I would like a camera angle that shows me who's got the better start. Well, it's Harm that's well away. It looks like Big Bambino's got in front. Oh, and Joe spun off the start! Joe has started spin off the start. And he's collected BR4. Oh no. It leaves the two Alfa Romeos in 3rd and 4th at the moment. Ross goes up to 5th. Doesn't look like anyone else would a casualty of that first corner.
Right, there you go, grab it there. Yeah, I'll slip that way.
Nope, no one else was. There's the spin counter going up again. Let's have a look. See what else we can see here. Let's have a look at the two Alfa Romeos right now. It's the closest. Well, actually, not the closest battle. We've got Staber, Trocker, Danger. That kind of battle going on here. Actually, let's watch that. No real. Let's see if we can get some overtakes around Zambot. It's going to be a challenge, but Trocker looked like he was going for one immediately, but he didn't quite get it round the corner there. Predicted strategy: 1 stop from lap 18 or 2 stops on the inters. Oh, and Staber has spun. Oh, and he just rear of his car's just gone into a wall. That's unfortunate. And Stell just does the fastest last sector there. As we go into the second lap, we can notch the spin counter up 1 more. Right on cue, there's the spin counter up to 6. I think double digits is looking very promising right now. Let's watch BR, who is going very wide into that corner. Oh, Mark's going even wider into the following corner. Jesus. A lot of people liking the grass today.
Sometimes I have bad dreams.
Not a lot going on here, so let's watch the two Alfa Romeos again. We keep flipping between what's the closest. Oh, here we go. Doesn't quite make it work. Heidelberg doesn't quite make it work there on his teammate. Might be able to set something up in a couple of corners time. BR4 and Mark going at it as well back there. It looks like everyone is starting to form a little bit of a train. It looks like, oh, BR's got a really good couple of corners there. He's managed to make a double overtake on Mark and Kazuru. Puts himself up to 9th. Looks like Heidelberg and Salieri going at each other. It's not really involving an overtake. There's a couple of DRS enabled. I'm not sure. Not sure why or how DRS has been enabled here. It's clearly wet. Okay, Gabe. Sure. Trocker on his teammate now, and I would assume if Trocker gets close enough, he'll be let past. Just a case of where on this track. Hold that voice break. There's not really a lot of places to overtake in here. Let's look at Bambino. Bambino to the outside for a moment there as Harm's going to keep the position as Bambino keeps looking for it. But Harm's going to stay in front and go in a gap of about 2 or 3 tenths off that corner. And allow them to stay in front before he goes incredibly deep into the corner, into the gravel. And it allows for Big Bambino to get round. And it also allows for both the Alfa Romeos to take a shot at Harm now.
That's what I keep saying. Come on. Look at the space you have.
Here we go. Through the final corner. We got to get both the Alfa Romeos on Harm, or we got to get an Alfa Romeo battle? Which one are we getting? Heisenberg keeps looking for it every single time. Let's look as Stell backs out into turn 1 of the overtake on Ross. It's just a thing going on everywhere at this point. Let's keep it on the middle guy here. We can get an angle of everyone. Oh, Harm takes that banked corner pretty high and almost allowed for some room for Salieri to get through. Got everyone with about half a second at the moment. Let's have a look at Stell. Stell and Ross going around the first corner in sector 2, waiting to see if some sort of move can be attempted here. Stabo, who had a good start, now right at the back as well. It's 5 seconds off. Everyone are roughly about the same gap away. My voice just keeps dying every 5 seconds. Stell doesn't quite make a move, doesn't think there's enough space, but might make one round the outside here. Going to the inside now, and back to the outside of the follicle. A little bit of a slide from Stell there. I don't think there's going to be an awful lot of anything from them. Both the Alfa Romeos bouncing away now. Oh, and Ross has spun! Ross is in a wall. Denger's pitted in the virtual safety car. Looks like Kazoo's coming into the pit as well. Kazoo, sorry. 3 in the pit, and Denger's come on to softs. Is it really drying? It can't be drying up like that, surely. There is 3 people coming on the softs, actually. It might be. Might be trying to jump the gun, but... Yeah.
He's got a 2-year contract opposite.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of crying.
Doing on board for a better look. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Doing on board for a better look, he says, as I go on Denger's on board as he slides round the corner and goes into a wall. I lost his front wing. What is it with these timing? This is perfect timing so many times in this race. The other 2 still have all right front wings. Denger's car's just... Yeah, I think it might still be Inter's at the moment. Also, Big Bambino's just got a drive-through under the safety car. You would expect that kind of error to not be made round here. And here we go into the first corner. And it doesn't look like Harm's able to make a move at all on Bambino. Yeah, it's a drive-through for Bambino. Let's see if there's any battles going around the field. BR4 now trying to 7th Ross's spin. Yeah, no, that's fine. It looks like BR4 looking to try and make some sort of move work on Stell. Stell goes to the inside of that one and then tries to cover off the gap there. BR4 trying to take everything as late as possible. Try and gain some time here. It still confuses me why DRS had been enabled then, if it's still very much wet enough for Inters. I'm so confused. Here we go, talking about DRS. BR4 with DRS on the intermediate tyres. Does not have enough space to make some sort of move happen there. And now, every single time they go through that corner, it looks like something is going to happen, but to the inside, and nothing does happen. As we go on now, there's people coming down the main straight. Let's watch the 2 Alfa Romeos go as Heisenberg with DRS gets past Salieri and into 3rd. And then almost spins. Oh, he manages to catch the car. Just about gets away with it. Now watch BR4 here as well. BR4 right on the tail of Stell. Stell goes high. BR4 goes low. I mean, it is raining. It is raining. Stell managed to defend well enough to hold off the attack from BR4. Might be for another lap at this point. It looks like Big Bambino's also got a bit more of a gap on Harm, but it doesn't really matter as Oh, here we go. BR4 down the inside. And he won't have the position by the looks of it unless he gets it from around the outside of this corner into the DRS straight. He doesn't, and Stell has DRS as well. It doesn't look like BR4 is going to get the position here. Oh, and Stell's just gone sliding. Stell has gone sliding, and BR4's in the gravel. And it allows for Mark to go and have a shot at BR4. The yellow flag in sector 2 and 3, and they're the number one. I'm pretty sure we can notch up the spin counter for Stell. I'm not sure if you're going to... There's a pit there for Big Bambino. Joe gets past BR4. BR4 obviously had some wing damage there as he goes into pit. And now Joe has DRS into the first corner. Is Mark going to go for a switchback? Tries to go over the curb, but he doesn't have enough space to get it. And there's Big Bambino coming out just in front of these two. You know, it's bad when they come out, and the guys, the first three that went into pit all came out on softs. The second three that came in all stayed on the intermediate. So there's a little bit of a strategy strategy battle going on here.
I was thinking about that, and I think the best way...
Seeing that most people go for 2 stops on the intermediates here, pitting lap 8.
It'll kill him. I mean, it'll just kill him.
BR4 and Kazuru.
Wait till I go to the dentist, maybe I'll kill him.
The intermediate tyres are going to have such a pace advantage. As we can tell, Esteban just hunts Kazuru down right now. And goes for the inside, spin count 9. Well, my prediction of having 9 for the entire session is gone pretty much, because there's got to be another spin at some point. Heisenberg not really getting close enough to make a challenge on Harm at the moment. Going to be in DRS range momentarily. We're going to watch these two keep going on. Oh, Staber going right over the curb there, and Staber to the inside of Kazuru, and Staber gets the position up to 9th.
Well, they painted over the word sapient for one thing.
And we got Mark here fighting with Joe, who has lost considerable amount of time to Bambino in front of him. Doesn't look like Mark is able to... Kazuru has gone into the pits, so I think he's finally worked out that the yellow flag in sector 3. There's a Red Bull. There's a Red Bull who's just gone stop dead. What is going on? What's going on there? Looks like Stell had a problem. What has happened there as well? That front wing.
Were in fact Homo sapiens.
Oh, there's a little bit of a slide there from Joe. It might allow for Mark back into this. I'm not sure if he spun, but it looks like it, doesn't it? Not sure you would come to the you would come to a stop on the main straight there. I think we might be able to notch that one off. Mark is not able to make too much of a dent into Joe, into the lead that Joe has on him right now. Coming around the final corner, we're going to have DRS for the Williams. Let's see if he's going to be able to make anything happen now. He's getting closer and closer. He looks for the inside into turn 1. And Joe's gone very deep into the corner, looking for a switchback, which he will not get. And Mark's going to take the position. He's moved up to 6th. As Joe is going to be on the back of him fighting it now. There's not a lot going on in terms of DRS elsewhere. We've got Kazura and Stell that might be worth looking at in a minute. Joe going after Mark here, which is the closest battle so far left on the grid. Joe just starts to falter off. A few people still 9-lap intermediates. 0.8 of a second now between Mark and Joe. There's a yellow flag in sector 1, and Ross is now retired from the session. And we're going to go on Stell's point of view. That way we can see if anything actually happened to Ross. If he's still there by the point. Yeah, he is. Yeah, notch the spin counter up. He is in a wall. He is definitely in a wall. There's a safety car. There it is, and everyone's going to start coming into pit now. There's the first DNF of the race. We've had a virtual safety car. We've also had a full safety car now, as everyone, one after another, comes in and Heisenberg gone on the mediums. Did you not learn from Danger and Ross?
Yeah, it's negative.
Do you think these pearls are nice?
It's negative.
I really prefer mountain.
Here we go. Salieri, both the Alfa Romeos going for a rather ambitious attempt at gaining position, I guess, with medium tyres. It will be incredibly ambitious. If it works, then the rest of the grid are going to be playing catch-up. Staber's gone on to mediums as well.
I would like to get her something serious.
And under the safety car, I'm now going to take a drink to make sure my throat doesn't die again.
Very venomous. Those are dead serious. Look, I'm gonna go in here and you don't buy me anything ever. You can't buy her pearls, you just can't.
Okay. Well, we're on, what's the spin car again while we're in the safety car? Is it 10 or 11 now? If there's a dry line, 100%. If there's a dry line on this track, which, I mean, it could be possible. It doesn't look like it. There's that 10, alright. It doesn't look like there's a dry line there.
They were in his office.
I mean, I guess we'll find out. But if there's a dry line, then everyone else is playing catch. Everyone but Staber is playing catch up with those Alfa Romeos.
Okay, you're wrong. Not wrong.
But even by the time that we find out whether or not it works or not, Staber's probably going to be playing catch up with those Alfa Romeos as well. Harm, Trocker, Big Bambino, Mark, Joe, all on new Inters.
This makes more sense as an ensemble.
It's definitely a guessing game at this point.
Oh, you're alive! See?
Be able to see if we're going to be able to see if this goes hot. Denger's gone onto the mediums as well.
Everyone I know.
At this point, I'm just starting to believe Danger just doesn't believe in intermediate tyres.
Okay, see ya.
I didn't actually get to see.
Oh my God. He just said
Let's have a look at the race director. 22-1
I heard that.
compared to, say, Harm, 21-8.
My God, he's gonna wrap me.
Oh, there's a spin! There's a spin! And Sally Harry's in a wall, and we can notch it up to 11. And I think that's the answer. I don't even think we need to go any further. That's the answer.
You see?
That's a reset to track as well.
See? Watch this.
That's a reset to track on the safety car. That's as clear as day.
Bang, bang. Rachel, bang.
Ouch.
Bang, Rachel, bang.
I think we've got the answer to whether or not we should be going on the mediums. That answer is definitely not. That could backfire for Heidenberg.
It's just not worth it.
You can take that out.
How's my ding-a-ling?
Everyone's starting to catch up now. I'm not sure the safety car coming in this lap.
You tell me.
No, it's not.
Anything you
Nope, it's not. We're going one more. Be racing again on lap 14.
You tell me.
We're not even halfway through this race. We've already had 7 spins. Just from the race on itself. We've had a DNF from Ross. Some very, very dubious tyre choices.
That was you.
And
You know.
Joey told me. He saw
yeah, I don't think there is a dry line. Looking, going around that track, definitely not visible if there is. I just think it's a bad call.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I'm so
Especially when they
I'm so sorry. I
probably got the idea from the virtual safety car, but and again, you probably wouldn't know. So I don't know what they're thinking going on to the mediums. It is still raining. After all, it's still raining. It's not even. Never mind being intermediate tyres. It's literally still raining on this race. I'm not sure I see the incentive to go off the intermediate tyre at the moment. I mean, if you manage to make it work, then bravo. But that's just. I think that's just an unnecessary risk at this point in the race. We have a safety car in this lap.
Which is it? Him or me?
There we go. So now the pace is gonna slow down to a crawl. The tires are too hot for Indians and too cold for. Yeah, maybe. But all the intermediate tire guys seem to be doing perfectly fine.
Okay, Ben.
Oh, and Harm's got away very well. That's just that start. Unless Heidelberg has done incredibly poorly off the start, it's going to allow Trocker in.
I don't think Ben understands.
Possible to make a move here. We're back to racing proper, and Trocker's going down the inside of Heidelberg. There's a move down the back there between the two Alpines as well. I think there's a move even further back between the Williams. There's a bunch of cars piled up here. And it looks like Mark going down the inside of the back corner might have the move on Joe. He actually doesn't because of the better exit. And it's allowed for BR to get in that gap as well. And that's Jesus Christ almighty. Oh, there's a double spin!
Yeah, man, that's great. Good job, man.
And Big Bambino and BR4 have retired. It looks like Bambino spins and collects BR4 on the way. I'm not sure if there's any contact. But we can notch up another 2 spins on the counter, and everyone will get a point from now on. I'm very surprised there's not another safety car immediately called back out for that. I can't imagine there being too many happy people at the end of this one.
I killed another one. And this curse is getting stronger too. To bring down something that big?
It's Trocker in second now. It's just Trocker's turn to hunt down the leader in Harm. Heidenberg is dropping off lap by lap, and Heidenberg spun!
There's no way.
Heidenberg has spun as well, and Heidenberg has dropped to the back, and everyone on a medium tyre choice has made an awful choice. And then it's been saved just about by Kazuru. It looked like a little bit of contact between the two of them. And manages to just about get away with it.
Well, now we gotta read.
Does pretty lucky, to be fair. All the medium tyre runners are now at the back, and the more I go on, the more I think that is an awful tyre choice. But we've still got 21 laps left of the race, and it looks like the front three are pretty separate at this point.
Says she loves us both.
Spin count 14. Oh my god, and Mark's got incredibly wide. He's turned into a lawnmower more than a car. And it's allowed for Kazuru to get round into the final part of the second sector. And it's going to allow for a three-way battle now between Staber, Mark, and Kazuru, who goes deep into that corner. They're going to allow for Mark to fight back to the outside here.
What would you do?
Covered it off pretty well, and DRS has been enabled again.
Doesn't matter.
I still don't understand why. And here we go. Down the straight. Is Slipstream going to be enough? Spin count could genuinely get to 20 at this point. You might be right. This is the closest battle we've got so far. This sort of three here. If we get a closer battle, we'll jump to it. But it doesn't look like we will for a while. Here we go. Marked to the underside of that back corner. And Kazuru taking the high line, which is always interesting. That back corner at the corner is always interesting for me because I always tend to go in. Oh, and Kazuru's on the grass again, and it's allowed for Wilt and Staber to get through. It's also going to allow for Danger to make a move as well. Danger moves up to 7th, but it's allowed. But Kazuru with an excellent switchback. Well, it was an excellent switchback for the moment in time to get in the better exit. Gets in front, but Danger's managed to keep the position by the looks of it. Even though Kazuru's got DRS and he has kept the position. Back to where the fight now between Wilt and Staber.
If he bumps his head, kids bump their heads all the time. You know?
And it looks like Wilt's going to have it covered momentarily, but there's going to be DRS at the end of this straight. And could be
I did. I watched.
bad news if you're Mark. Here goes with the Slipstream and DRS. And it's easy work for Staber. In the end, with the help of the assistance of DRS, Allows to get through pretty easily. Danger gets overtaken by Kazuru in through the straight as well. Couldn't quite get that because I was focused on the battle higher up. And the medium tyres are not doing so great, as evidenced by all the way through 1 through 7 and mediums the rest of the way.
Kind of funny. I mean, it's like his left leg is moving a lot faster than his right leg. Yeah, he's in there, just sort of, you know.
Here we go. About 3 tenths of a second between Danger and Kazuru behind. You would expect that those would end up being a bigger gap. Almost lost my train of thought for a minute then. And it looks like Staber's got past in the last lap, and Staber got past on the straight on the prior lap and has now created a gap probably insurmountable for Will at this point. Stell's come into pit. It's an interesting choice. What's going on? That's the real question.
I think you should go back with Gary. I don't want to be the guy that breaks up a family. You know, my parents split up, it was because of that guy. Whenever I would see him, I would always think, you know, you're the
And
you are why they're not together.
there's not a lot of fighting going on at the moment.
That guy. And it didn't matter.
There's about 6 tenths of a second between Danger and Kazuru, which is the last remaining. Not the last remaining, but the closest battle left on the grid.
Yeah, well,
I think that my
You're right.
my interviews probably make themselves at this point.
But before I can say goodbye, there's
Here we go,
something
through the corner. Danger is closing in more and more on Kazuru.
I feel about you.
Maybe those medium tires might be starting to come into effect now.
Understand
No
what
idea.
Richie's been singing about.
Stell's now at the back, who
What we have
went back on
is like
to intermediate tires.
you're my soulmate.
We haven't seen any sort of spins since that counter hit. For I didn't just tempt fate there, did I?
then don't leave.
Well, nudge it up. It's 15 now. As soon as I tempt fate, because of course I do.
Give my marriage another chance.
As soon as I say there isn't any more spins, there is a spin with Heisenberg on those medium tyres, and that is unfortunate for him. His races was going so well, and now it's just maybe, but then again, we just see all the medium tyres are routinely spinning at this point. There you go. Heisenberg's caught on that those mediums aren't working. Oh, Danger on the inside. The aggressive move. Opens the door for a switchback soon enough.
I have your shoe.
However, he doesn't get it done, and Danger's moved up to 6th. Danger and Salieri are the last two on the medium tyres. There's a fight here between Staber and Will all over again.
Rachel has those in burgundy.
But we'll go back to Kazuru, because Kazuru is the closest battle in the three-way fight now.
Difficult to maneuver.
The mediums definitely have pace, I think, but Staber's just got 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. That's a bit unfortunate. Here we go. Kazuru down the inside into turn 1 off the DRS on the straight.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's
And he doesn't get the move done. That's incredibly well defended if you're Danger,
okay, a little higher.
who is doing a very good job of holding off the intermediate tyres at the moment.
In the window.
Three-way battle here, the closest we've got on the grid, so I'll stay here. There's a huge gap between everyone else, though. It's 3 seconds, 5 seconds. Yeah, it's going bigger and bigger as we go along.
And yet we're still poking him.
Retract the device.
And 7 tenths of a second now. 8 tenths of a second. Those intermediates seem to be seem to be falling off rather quickly by the looks of it. And here comes Salieri down the inside. So Salieri Doesn't quite, but there's a... Oh, yeah, Staber is on the mediums, you're right. Staber is also in a wall. There's a virtual safety car. There's a virtual safety car. Yeah, the mediums are just not the right tyre. I've said that for about 10 laps now. The mediums are just not the right tyre. There's 16 spins. We genuinely could hit 20. In comes Kazuru, who I'm not surprised his tyres are starting to drop off a bit. With virtual safety car. Kazuru goes on to the softs. I'm pretty sure we've already had this for this conversation already. And Staber's got another 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane, who apparently just cannot slow himself down. DRS has been enabled again. Means we're at the end of this virtual safety car, and I guess we'll go to the front because there's no one. There's no battles at all. Stell is closing the gap on Salieri, but there's no actual battles. You know what, let's watch Stell as he tries to hunt down Salieri, because I'm not sure that those medians are going to be faster than someone like Stell on the inters. Here we go, lining up the move. If he certainly doesn't get it through these couple of corners, he'll get it down the straight 100%. There it is. Here we go with DRS and the slipstream. This should not take long at all. And never mind. The yellow flag in sector 2. The yellow flag in sector 2. Stell's had to pit. I can't see anything because all the comments have just popped up on my screen at once. You know what? It looks like Staber again. It is Staber again. It is Staber again. Why have all my YouTube comments just popped up at the same time? Going back what feels like 50 minutes at this point. Stell's come onto the softs. We started to move into dry tire territory? I don't think we are. It could just, to be fair, it could just be Staber messing up completely, but the idea that everyone in front is still very much on those intermediate tires is not really a lot left to go on here. Stell is Staber's 19 seconds back on the medians, into the pit again. Heidelberg's on the soft now. Stell on the softs, Kazuru on the softs. Trocker is now pitted into the softs. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3, but I again can't see because of unfortunate YouTube comments. So everyone's now moved on. Yeah, okay, never mind. We are moving into dry tyre territory. Fastest lap of the race now set on softs. There is a dry line. Now we should get some real indication of who's got some proper pace around here.
Well, every Thanksgiving, we used to have a touch football game called the Geller Bowl.
No, you say that proudly.
Anyway, Ross and I were always captains, and it got kind of...
There's about 13 laps left, and there's not really a lot going on in terms of battles right now. Royal Jodes, fastest second sector, probably puts him in prime position to do anything. My voice is dying repeatedly. I don't like it. We see Trocker, there it is. There it is. Trocker has got to the front. We've got to, Trocker has hit the front on the supposed worst track. Staber's now retired from the session as a whole, gone into the pits, so no sort of anything that's happening there. the fastest sector from Trocker. About 1.1 seconds between the two of them, and the championship leader and the guy in second place going at it now. Looks like Joe is closing that gap on Salieri as we go along. Would make sense, he got fresher soft compared to the mediums, and it has stopped raining entirely, so I'm not too surprised everyone moved off. And there's a faster, the yellow flag in sector 2. Yeah, we can add another spin. There's 17. Marcus span. Marcus got a penalty for some reason. Oh, it's just track limits. But that is unfortunate as he's just span. And now we have multiple DRS battles. That's going to happen in a minute. Trocker just saying the fastest lap of the race. As we can see, I don't know. That'd be hilarious. So it's 18 now, is it? I feel like my YouTube comments are lagging at this point. There's 0.2 of a second now between Salieri and Joe. Joe's on far fresher tyres. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Kazoo has spun, and we can notch it up again. As everyone seems to be spinning at the moment. We might genuinely hit 20. There's 3 sets of oh no, there's still just 2. There's a fastest lap so far for Stell.
Okay, alright, so let's see. Let's play from the trash can to the light post, right?
Joe going around the corner. You can tell he's angling for a move. You can tell he's angling with the DRS for a move, but he isn't going to be able to make anything work there. Oh, he got very squirrely out of that corner. He almost loses the car entirely. He's going to be able to make something work down the straight here. 100%. Trocker getting the... Oh, that was short-lived as Harm now has the fastest lap. And Harm closing that gap very rapidly, which we will switch to as soon as I see Joe go to the outside here on Salieri. They're both going too wide into the first corner. Joe brakes later and gets round the outside and jumps into third. And now you should see that Joe on those soft tyres are going to start breaking away as Salieri with 12 lap mediums is falling off the pace pretty quickly. Now we've got Harm and Trocker, the battle for the lead as our closest battle in the race. Stell just set the fastest lap of the race so far. In his attempt to try and catch Kazuru and Danger. They're the fastest second sector there for Harm, who apparently just eats all the curb in that corner. It's about 8 tenths now, and Harm is dropped off about 3 tenths of a second just on that straight alone, and isn't seeming to get a lot of it back due with DRS at all. He maybe got 2 tenths at tops. Joe with the fastest lap now, as Joe attempts with 7 laps left to eat into the gap and hope penalties might come into play. The 6/10 of a second, 6.5 tenths of a second. Danger with the fastest lap. I am very surprised. To see Danger there, as would expect. It must have been a very good lap because I just see the fastest lap counter just switch every single lap at this point. It's about 6/10 of a second. Harm not really closing in an awful lot. As I say that, there's DRS to help him in his bid. And he didn't actually... He ate a bit of the curb, but not enough to really lose a lot of time. And here we go into the last couple of corners. With the help of DRS, if he can not drop time, this could be very interesting down the straight. Here we go. Trocker in the lead. Harm in second. Harm closing the gap. Harm with the fastest lap of the race. Harm within 4 tenths of a second now. Drops off a little bit through turn 1.
No, it's not. It's second.
Trocker able to hold off for a little while longer with 8-ish laps to go. These two going hammer and tongue at the moment. Harm literally throwing the kitchen sink at Trocker to try and get past him.
That's okay.
Then the yellow flag in sector 3, and it's for Stell, who has definitely span.
No, I was thinking about
We'll go back to this so we can notch it. There's the big 2-0. We have reached 20 spins for the session.
No, I was thinking about, for me.
And it's 2.5 tenths now. Here we go with DRS.
Oh, yeah,
Trocker eats a lot of that curb.
that. Much you like
Dad.
Thanks.
He has gained a lot of time.
I was trying to turn it on.
What do you mean? Like, if you didn't, I wouldn't have a shot? I don't like to say it out loud, but...
About 4 tenths. Here we go. 3.5 tenths. With DRS, with slipstream.
Thanks, you're better.
3 tenths. Quarter of a second now. It's about a tenth. Harm to the outside of turn 1.
Alright, look, you know what?
Doesn't be able to actually make some sort of move work. And it looks like Trocker is going to hold him off for a slight while longer. And this is an enthralling battle for the time for the race lead.
You just turned Netflix off.
Here we go. Harm again.
No!
About 3 tenths of a second again, and Harm just will not. Trocker can just not shake Harm off at this point, which is great for the mutual. It's absolutely brilliant battling.
What the hell's the matter with you? It's my favorite jersey. Oh, yeah, you have two. Hey, you like him? No, I was still going to let you have her, but now...
Here we go. Harm with the slipstream and DRS down the straight to turn 1. They go too wide again. And they're still too wide coming out of turn 1. It looks like Harm got through. And it is the case. Harm has got through on Trocker. And Harm is now in the lead of the race. As just a random ghosted Stell just drives through Trocker at the moment. It's about a quarter of a second, and Harm, who has been fighting for that for 4 or 5 laps now, literally threw everything he had at that and got round the outside. It was good defending by Trocker, just even better overtaking from Harm.
That's so count.
Then a yellow flag in sector 1. It is in a McLaren, and we can notch it to 21. We can notch it to 21 as Denger's turn to spin again.
Cheating, go ahead, alright? Phoebe, the touchdown does count, you win.
And yeah, it's DRS now for Trocker. It's Trocker's turn to hunt this down. Stell with the fastest lap of the race. Here we go. Trocker now has 5 laps to hunt Harm down.
Well, I don't play with cheaters. And second of all, you know I had swollen glands.
You know what? I think you're
About 4.5 tenths of a second now of
because the winner gets this.
that's the 21. The spin count. That's a real. That's 17 just in this race alone.
Okay, good.
As we see Harm and Trocker closing in on each other once again.
Where the hell did you get that?
When Mom and Dad drove you to the hospital,
There's not a lot of battles going on elsewhere, so we'll stay with the lead.
That cup is mine.
no, it's
Both get DRS with the help of Stell.
have to win it. All right.
Oh, and Harm has just made a major error in that corner. A major error, and it might have just allowed Trocker back in.
Keep your head in the game.
It's hard, you know? This huddle's...
As soon as I say that, that gap to open back up again.
All right, look. If I take
He ate a lot of the curb on the beginning of sector 3.
Who catches the ball, I'll take care of the rest.
Okay.
Drink.
DRS there for Trocker doesn't bring it down anywhere near as much as he would have hoped. Stell being in front really impacting the race for the lead. That's really good news for Trocker now. That is really good news for Trocker as they both cleared Stell, and now they have a shot at each other once again.
I just touched him and he went up there.
Even though Stell was ghosted, he was still causing problems with the DRS and handing it with Harm. Trocker not really being able to take him. taking it to Harm with 4 and a bit laps left of the race, and Trocker desperately losing ground, and Harm sets the fastest second sector, eats a lot of curb again. Not sure the line is to eat as much curb on that corner as possible. You just see the bounce of your car too much. The problem is for Trocker now that he's no longer in DRS. That is the case. He is no longer in DRS, and Harm now has a straight shot to the finish as long as he can hold the car in check. Trocker is just sliding off the back. Is he going to be able to put up any more of a threat to Harm before the end of this race? Because one thing's assured, that Harm threw everything he had at Trocker, so I would assume that Trocker would intend to do the same. There's not a lot of battles everyone's set by 3 seconds or more outside of these two. No one in DRS as it stands. Trocker in and out, and Trocker's jumping in and out of being 1.1 seconds at the moment. As Harm seems to be opening the gap a little bit each lap. Might be enough that they're not able to
Cannot believe you are trading me. Come on, Rach, come on, let's see what it's like to be on a winning team for a change. You gonna let me play?
I've just lost my train of thought entirely. Back to this, about 1.1, 1.2 seconds now, and that lead seems to be staying stable, and Trocker's not able to fight at back in the moment.
Where did Dutch people come from?
Incredibly unfortunate.
Well, the Pennsylvania Dutch come from Pennsylvania. And the other Dutch people, they come from somewhere near the Netherlands, right? Nice try. See, the Netherlands is this make-believe place where Peter Pan and Tinkerbell come from.
I never said I agree, I just say that they definitely can't hear you. I never said I agree. Oh, there's a little bit of grass there.
Oh, fine with me.
There's a little bit of grass there for Harm, and it's going to allow for Trocker. Oh god. Oh god. The couple of laps left. I think we're about to head on to 35. And Trocker is desperately running out of time at this point.
I would have to say, Chilla.
Wait a minute. She obviously didn't understand the question. Well, why don't you have Captain
Here we go.
explain it to her?
About 1.3 seconds with 1.5 laps left.
I'll let you have her. I win. You suck. I rule all. Mini wave and celebration to me.
Just not able to dent. He's not able to put a big enough dent into the gap right now. Trocker as Harm seems to be keeping him arm's length.
I not find you shallow and a dork. Bye-bye.
No, come on.
Nice going.
About 1.25 seconds now between the two as we go through for Salieri on 21 lap old mediums. Yeah, he is very well played. He was the only one who I think didn't. No, he spun under the safety car and then was fine after that. And here we go, the last lap now. No, going into the last lap now from Harm. As we go, and now we are on lap 36 of 36. Trocker is very much out of time. He has one more lap. If Harm goes without a mistake here, the yellow flag in sector 2, and Denger's retired from the session. We all knew he was coming at some point. We didn't quite know it'd be on lap 35. And here we go. This means Heidelberg going to get 7th. Stell's going to get 8th. 8 finishes. We started with 13. Trocker is effectively out of overtaking corners. This is it. This is it. He's not in DRS, so this should be one that Harm takes to the house now to end this race. Coming far on the final corner for the final time in the Netherlands, and Harm is gonna win the Dutch Grand Prix.
No, come on, don't make me go long. Use me, they never cover me. Honey, there's a reason.
I was unaware of that, boy. They would have made a far bigger deal of that. Trocker comes second. Joe ends third on the bottom step of the podium. Salieri takes.
You throw it downfield to me.
Dutchman wins the Dutch Grand Prix. Just makes sense there. Salieri goes to the end on 23 lap old mediums and comes fourth. So that's well played from him. Mark's going to take fifth. Kazuru is going to end sixth, and the last one across the line we'll watch here is Heidenberg, and that was a pretty decent race.
So we get to take that stupid troll thing home.
Come on, hurry. Run out of time. Huddle up, okay? Oh, this is our last huddle. All right, Phoebe, get open. Rachel, go long. Okay. Great.
I'm trying to actually remember how to spell thing. Well, that's that. I'm going to go and set up this party in a minute. Let me just. I'm just gonna start.
Rachel, funny thing. Actually, the end zone starts at that pole, so you're 5 feet short, so we win.
Wait. So explain something to me, though. If nobody tagged Rachel, then...
Let me just try and find the guy a minute. Trocker, Heidenberg. The last one is Harm.
It's not important who wins or loses. The important thing is the Dutch girl picked me. Me, not you. Holden loves Chandler. Thank you, Amsterdam. Good night.
Right, now that everything's gone on here, wait for those two to join.
Is that like a national football league?
Trocker's just joined, waiting on
Sundays and Monday nights.
Heidenberg.
I work Monday night.
Right, Heidenberg's here. We started with you, Heidenberg. It feels like tier 4 all over again. Just not for a good reason this time. So let's do your interview while we're waiting on Harm and is it Joe to join. So standard question first. Heidenberg, how do you feel about that race? How's your reaction to it? Yeah, for you. We'll start with you because leave the podium afterwards.
As old as he is in dog years. Do you think Snoopy should still be allowed to fly this thing?
Rachel?
Yeah.
You remember when you first came here, how you spent 2 weeks getting trained by another waitress?
Oh, sure. Do you need me to train somebody new?
Alright, give me 1 minute. Yeah, give me 1 minute. I may or may not have screwed up the starting the stream, so I'm going to start and restart it because I didn't activate voice chat for you lot. So give me 1 minute.